Yo. All right, y'all. So it's finally done. It's finally done. The Rams have finalized their 53 man roster. And well, all things considered, it was pretty much what I expected. But there were couple of surprises, and I was genuinely surprised with one or two moves that we'll get into as we get there. We're gonna kind of just gradually go by each position here. Uh, Welcome back, to the podcast. So this is gonna be me going through each position group, going over who we decided to sign, and I'll give kind of my thoughts about it personally, just my personal opinion. So let's go ahead and get into this. There's Sean doing doing the business there, coaching it up. The Rams have trimmed their roster down to 53 players, and the practice squad will be announced soon to add at least 16 more back. Here is the full 53 man roster as of Tuesdays, 1 p.m. Pacific time deadline with the league. The Rams help. Woo! It's been a long day, y'all. Y'all just gotta bear with me. The Rams hope to run it back not only with these players, but the practice squad and potentially even some outside options. Now, okay, a few things to keep in mind. Just because this is the 53 man roster as of right now, it does not mean it will be the same 53 man roster at the end of the year or even like mid of the throughout the year. Okay, you all already know this. It's just I'm just letting you know it. This isn't set in stone. Guys will be moved off. This, that, and the other at some point, as it always is every year. It's always like that. So, but you know, for the most part, it's gonna be set though. For like some of the more like important positions, it'll be set for the whole year. So let's go ahead and get into this. And of course, we got to start with our quarterbacks because the quarterback is the most important position on the football team, bar none. It is the number one most. You don't have a good quarterback, you won't be able to win in this league consistently. Not anymore. Not anymore. It's uh, it's you need a good quarterback. You really do. It's and with the rules being the way they are, it should be. Well, actually, no. It they're more. What I mean to say that it's hard to find. It's hard to find. It really is. It's hard to find a good quarterback um, that you trust in that can become the face of your entire organization. It's not an easy task. Um, After Kurt Warner, we were unable to find one, until very recently. Until very recently, with Matthew. Now, some would say Jared Goff. Um, I don't know if I would put him in that category. I'm sorry, but I mean face of the franchise. This dude wins games. We win games because of him, not in spite of him. Okay, that's what I look at when I look at a franchise quarterback, and of course that's how important it is, and that's how it's just so rare. It's hard to find a good quarterback. Is what I meant to say, and we are blessed to have one right here, Matthew Stafford. So Matthew Stafford made the cut. That was never in question. I just wanted to say, I just wanted to say that. Yeah, he obviously made it. John Wolford, good old John Wolford, the Wolfman, he made it too. That was uh, also to be expected, though. I'm not gonna lie. I listened to a few podcasts. I listened to a lot of Rams podcasts. I listened to a lot of fellow Ram YouTubers. I listened to a lot of anything news on the Rams because I just enjoy listening to news coverage of the Rams. And I'll listen to other YouTubers. I'll listen to podcasts that the Rams team of broadcasters and guys who do their own podcasts, anything and everything I can get my hands on. And there was a few of them. I heard where some even suggested we trade John or put him on the practice squad, put John on the practice squad in an attempt to keep an extra roster spot open because he hasn't played too much. I don't think that would be a very wise decision because someone would scoop him up, 100%, 100%. So good that we signed him. And good that we signed Bryce, too. Bryce is here as the number 3 quarterback. We did this last year, and it's a wise decision. You know, they did a good job developing Bryce. I think Bryce had a pretty good preseason, all things considering. The last game did not go so well, but you know what? It's that is going to happen. You know, you're going to have good days and bad days, good games and bad games, and it just wasn't a great game. It just wasn't a great game last week. But other than that, he's had a pretty good preseason. I thought he's played well. So I'm glad he's with us. And cut, none. None, y'all. You see that? None. Exclamation point. None. No, we got all 3 of these. I would be comfortable seeing all 3 on the field, if need be. I would. Well, I'm definitely comfortable with John, with Wolford. I definitely am with that. Bryce, I don't know. I don't know if he's there yet, but we'll see. Just keep working at it, man. We'll see what happens. Nobody was cut, so I am pleased with the quarterback position there. I think we have a solid, in a time where it's so hard to find a good quarterback, we arguably have 3 above average, 1 great potential future Hall of Famer with that's the face of the franchise. Okay, we got one of those, and then we have 2, in my opinion, very good above average backups compared to the rest of the league. I truly believe that. I really do. Because if there's one thing Sean and his boys are good at, it is developing offensive players and developing the quarterback. So they did wonders with Jared Goff. Matthew just won a Super Bowl for the first time in his career. So I'm confident with that. I'm happy. But we're going to move on to the running back position. And we're going to go ahead and take a look here. Cam Akers, okay. Made the cut. Cam Akers made the cut. Woo. Darrell Henderson made the cut. Woo. Kyren Williams made the cut. Very excited to see him. All these, everybody out there that's been talking about how good he is, y'all are hyping me up, man. So I want to see results. I want to see him play well, man. I'm hopping on the hype train. All right, I'm hopping on the hype train. I want to see him do well. So Kyren Williams made the cut, and bit of a surprise, Jake Funk made the cut. We went ahead and cut Trey Ragas, and which I questioned whether we were going to make or not make, but carry 4 running backs at all. I was wondering if we were going to do that, but we did, and Jake Funk is the is the fourth running back. He did not have a very good game last week, but he's I like Jake. He's got to work on holding on to the football, man. It's I know it's not easy. It is easy for someone like me sitting in a chair, just sitting on my butt, not doing anything. It's easy for me to say you got to hold on to the ball better, compared to I know in real time it is a lot more difficult than I'm making it out to be, because these dudes are big. They're very, very strong. Okay? These are big, strong dudes. And I'm sure it does not feel good to be on the receiving end of them trying to hit you. Okay? That's a lot of mass. It's a lot of mass. It gets, the force is harder the more mass there is. So it cannot feel good at all. And but and so to that I understand, but it's true. It's true. You can't be fumbling the football, dude. Not especially not in the red zone. But I thought that would have got him cut. I'm not gonna lie. Would it have been fair? Maybe yes, maybe no. You're welcome to debate that. It's I really don't know. I don't have an opinion on that, but I do think, like, I really thought I wouldn't have been surprised had they cut him. I actually thought they were going to, especially with all the brouhaha, and talking about keeping making room for several of the guys, of which I will talk about when we get to their positions. But there were a few guys who I'm sure made it real difficult on the coaching staff to let them go, because they were moving some things around, and I could see why. There was a lot of tough decisions to be made. So, but that's a good thing. I mean that's a good thing. That's a first world problem right there for us. All right, that's what we want. That's what we want. Like, do you remember back in the day when the Rams were trash, and like we were like starving to find like one good player out of the bunch, at least a small handful. Like, give me a few, please, so I could watch some good, competent football when we're getting blown out by like 30 points. All right, think people like James Laurinaitis, and Steven Jackson comes to mind. Steven Jackson deserved to be on a better team, dude. That man was a champion. That dude was a champion for us. And there were a few other guys throughout the years, but we were like starving to find a handful of these dudes, like just to talk about. And now look at it. Now, like, dude, we can't keep everybody now. We can't keep everybody. That's how stacked we are. And I'm just in life is a roller coaster. So, Jake Funk, congratulations, man. Welcome to the team for sure. I would keep our eyes on him. Should the Rams make a trade or want to sign an extra guy here or two, I feel like Jake may be the one to bite the bullet on that, so to speak. Should it come to that. But we're gonna move on to the wide receivers. Something very interesting, because Sean likes his receivers. So who did he decide to keep? Well, Cooper Kupp made the cut. Yeah, I don't think that was ever in question, but I'm feeling pretty good. This is happy. I'm feeling real good right now. This is happy time, because we have the final 53, and we now get to know who's going to ride into battle, as they say. Ride into battle. So, Allen Robinson made the cut. Way to go, Allen. Van Jefferson made the cut. Congratulations to Van. Hopefully that knee gets better. Tutu made the cut. Congratulations, Tutu. Um, I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to watching you play, man. So looking forward to watching you play. And I tell you what. You play well. You put up some numbers. I'll get back on this mic and I will say I was wrong, and I will say, hey, Tutu scored a bunch of points for us this past Sunday. I will go eat crow, and you know what? I will gladly eat crow. I will gladly do that. I do. You know what? You know why? Because what that means generally is that we're winning football games. If Tutu's blowing it up and catching all kinds of touchdowns and scoring all kinds of points, I want to be screaming. I want to be going, running and pacing in circles, doing backflips, thinking we gonna do it again. We gonna do it again, man. But I don't want to get too far away. I don't want to get too far ahead. And if Tutu helps us with that, I will gladly eat some crow. Okay? All right? Because as of right now, how do I put this? Tutu's gonna have to show me. Because I'm not the guy with the most confidence in the world for Tutu. So, but like I said, I'll admit if I'm wrong. Ben Schwarnick, congratulations. Ben Schwarnick made the cut. I've heard he's been looking good actually in camp. He's had a pretty good camp. Hopefully he's been working on catching footballs. Like I said, I know it can be a little frustrating, I'm sure. Hearing someone critique USO, someone who just sits on his couch and does not participate in running in traffic to catch those footballs and then getting blown up by said safeties or cornerbacks. I don't have to do that. So I know, just take that for what you will. I'm a fan, giving my opinion. But Ben, just needs to work on catching football a little bit. And hopefully he's been working on that. And we'll get to see how he does this season. So, and if he balls out, I'll give him the credit too. I'll give him the credit. Like I just told y'all, I'm okay with that. I'm cool with it. Lance McCutchen. And okay, so this is the one of the big ones because Lance McCutchen has been a fan favorite this past preseason, rightfully so. I've been read on this very site, Turf Show Times. I like to read the comments after I read articles because if you guys haven't done that before, and you're like really, if you're like me, someone who's really not really in like the Rams community in terms of like I don't live in LA, you know what I mean? So if you're like if you're not anywhere near any like Rams things, you can still go on Turf Show Times and go into comments and see fans talk, and it can be pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It's a fun little place. They talk, they disagree, agree, disagree on certain things. It's pretty cool. It's just cool to see a bunch of Rams fans joke and talk about the team and the players, who they like, who they don't like, arguments. It's pretty cool. My point is they were talking about this guy, and I think someone gave him the name McClutchford, like Clutchford. Lance McClutchford is the nickname. Okay, McClutchford is. I saw that repeatedly in the comment section, and I'm like, I love it. Y'all. I love it. I'm gonna start using it on this channel. I love it so much. So if McCutchen makes a touchdown pass, catches it on Thursday night against the Bills, I will say Lance McClutchford caught that football. That's what I will say. And I will say that because he looked damn good in the preseason. And I was slow to it. I was like, mm, it's been one game. He looks good, but it's been, it's one game. Not really convinced here, but I'm on the hype train now. So I have jumped aboard and I am on the Lance McCutcheon hype train. So cannot wait to see what he can do. I think he will be a great contributor in our red zone offense. Personally, I don't know that for sure, but I would have to guess big body like him and Allen Robinson together in the red zone alone should help our red zone numbers. Because that believe it or not, that's an area we need to improve in. Brandon Powell made the cut, and well, Brandon, that is congratulations to Brandon first off, and well, that is a great news because Brandon was instrumental in I think our special teams playing much better last year than it did in the beginning of the year. Special teams did not start out too good, did not start out too great, but Brandon Powell, he just was kind of floating around, and then eventually got his opportunity against. I think it was against Jack. It was against Jacksonville. Of course it was. Yeah, of course it was. The breakout game. And Brandon had a really good game against the Jaguars. They he pretty much solidified himself as the kickoff returner. I want to say he's going to be on punts too. I do not know that for sure. We'll see. But he's earned it. He's looked real good. In fact, I would like to see him on the offense. I think he actually would be a good receiver. Maybe put him in the jet sweeps. Things like that. Those are the things I see Brandon Powell doing, like jet sweep motions, things like that. So, but congratulations to him. This is one of the shockers to me, Jacob Harris. I'm going to be honest, I don't really know how I feel about that yet. I read that. Yeah, I was finally able to catch up. The day's pretty busy, so I caught up on all the Ram stuff like when I got home. And dude, I saw this and I don't know. I did see an article where I guess Sean was talking about it was about production over potential or something. I did not read that article yet, but I plan to. I might even make a video. Might even make a video about that here pretty soon. So, but it's a bit of a shock, a little disappointing. I really think he would have done well, man. So that was kind of strange. Honest to God, if we were gonna switch it out, I would switch him and Tutu. Like no lie. I'm not trying to be a dick to Tutu. I'm really not. But I feel like we hadn't even seen Jacob. Like we haven't even seen if he's good or not. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, I'm just a fan. So there's a lot I don't know. And I'm not there every day. I'm not a professional coach, so they know what they're doing. They have proven time and time again that they know what they're doing. Okay? So I trust them. I really do. I just don't agree with the decision. Okay? That's just me. Austin Tremel is someone who got cut, unfortunately. He was actually looking kind of good too. In the preseason, but I mean, he didn't really stand out. Like he had some good catches, but Like I knew he wasn't going to make it. It just wasn't. He wasn't really doing enough. Not to no disrespect there, Austin. I'm just. It is what it is. You really have to stand out to even have them even look your way. To having them go, hey, who's that? Who's that guy again? What's his name? You know, but so is what it is. Landon Akers too got cut. Also expected. Tight ends. Tyler Higbee, Bryson Hopkins are the two. We're only keeping two tight ends. Okay. I Okay. I just two tight ends I would suppose is fine. I just there's a part of me that's if we're not carrying a third tight end, I just hope we run the heavy sets. I think we will. I just hope we keep a balanced attack is what I'm getting at. So, and honestly, it's Bryson Hopkins is been hitting the gym, so I'm sure he's a great blocking tight end. He played very well in the Super Bowl. I was very proud of him in the Super Bowl, and he helped us. He helped us a lot. So, happy. Two tight ends, Tyler Higbee, Bryson Hopkins. Good good duo there. Pretty good duo. So offensive line. Oh yeah, and they cut Roger Carter and Jared Pinkney. So that was not much of a surprise. So moving on to the O line, we have Joseph Nopu made the cut. David Edwards made the cut. Brian Allen made the cut. He's another one I had to eat crow on. Coleman Shelton made the cut. Rob Havenstein made the cut. AJ Jackson made the cut. Tremaine Ankrum made the cut. Ideally, since he didn't play in the preseason finale, I think that was a foregone conclusion. And Bobby Evans made the cut. Okay. Of which we cut Jack Snyder, Max Percher, Chandler Brewer, Jeremiah Colon, AJ Akiri. I gotta say, as far as I'll start with our starters. As far as our starters are looking, I am liking. I'm liking it. All right, I'm liking it because we have Jonah Boom finally getting his shot. Starting at left tackle, full time, full time. He was the extra swing tackle that would play next to Andrew Whitworth for since he was as when Andrew was here. He did a great job, much better than at guard. Now he's doing it full time, and I think he will hold it down. I really do. I think he'll be good to go. In fact, I heard he was. I heard on Lord, I'm so. What's the name of that show? Um, Behind the Grind. No, it's on the Rams website. Oh my God, guys, I'm spacing out. I'm spacing out. It's dude. It's the podcast. It's the podcast with with David Farr, DeMarco Farr. Lord have mercy. DeMarco Farr, Maurice Jones-Drew, and oh God, I'm sorry, man. I listen to the show all the time. I listen to the show all the time. I love the show. It's really good. It's I like the information. I really like the show. I'm just spacing out right now. My point. I went down a rabbit hole there. They were talking about a story where Joseph Noteboom was going up against Henderson. Y'all remember Eric Henderson on the Bengals? I think he was number 94. I think he was number 94. That dude was giving us so many issues in the Super Bowl. He was giving us so many issues, and Joseph Noteboom had to practice against them, and apparently he did pretty well. But also he got beat a few times, which is that will happen. It is what it is. It's practice. And he got like really upset. I guess he like really frustrated, and Demarco Farr had to talk to him and just pretty much say, it's all right. It's just practice. Don't take it too seriously. Go to the next play, more or less. I'm paraphrasing, but I like that because it shows he has the fire. He's not just standing around in practice. He's trying to better himself, and it's encouraging. It's encouraging to see. So I think we are good to go on the left tackle position. So next to him, left guard will be David Edwards. All right, and David Edwards, I feel like is solid. I feel like he'll even have a better year than he did last year. He got blown up a few times last year, but that's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. The other guys are pretty strong too, so I feel like he played solid for the most part. For the most part of last year, and I actually do think he'll get better. So uh, can't wait to see that. Brian Allen, uh, someone I had pretty much zero confidence in going into last season, proved to be a more than serviceable starter at the center position. Center being one of the most actually important positions on the entire team, though it doesn't get talked about a lot. The center uh is vital to the offense. So Brian did a pretty good job with that. He held up very, very well, despite constant criticism from a lot of fans, including myself throughout the whole year. The whole year. Oh yeah, the whole year. The whole year. Well, what can I say? He just kept playing. I don't think he played perfect. No one's gonna play perfect. Um, I feel like a dick. I kind of feel like maybe if there was a better option, I think we could get it. But honestly, Brian just played, and that was my thought process. Like even after we won the Super Bowl, dude, I was like, dude, if we can upgrade the center, we should do it. I really thought that. I really did. And I almost feel kind of bad because Brian has done nothing but prove me wrong uh, the entire time I've been critiquing him. So my kind of attitude now is going into this season. Um, I'm gonna chill with that because Brian has played great. So look, I mean, just do your thing. Do your thing, Brian. Do your thing. It's good to have you back for sure. So happy with the center position. Right guard here, Coleman Shelton. Let's see, Coleman Shelton was our backup center last year. He came in for Brian actually when Brian got hurt a little bit, and he played well. Shelton played well. Shelton was actually the guy I wanted to start from the get go, and at the center position. But I thought he played very well at the center position. He just seems to be a good interchangeable lineman, and he apparently won the job from Logan Bruss even before the injury. Even before, unfortunately, Logan tore his ACL and is out for the year. But before that, Coleman had beaten him for the job. So, which is not surprising. He's a veteran, so they usually do that. Just keep the veteran starting, which there's wisdom in that. So I completely get it. So I feel good about the right guard, Rob Havenstein. He's solid. He's always manning his position at the right tackle position. So happy with that. AJ Jackson. I think AJ Jackson's going to be good because AJ was like the extra tackle the Rams would deploy uh, during the Ravens game. You know how sometimes last year they had an extra tackle for the heavier run sets, of which we sorely needed to do to jumpstart some physicality, which they did. They had enough self awareness to understand what was happening and what they needed to do if they wanted to win that Super Bowl, if they wanted to turn things around mid 2021. And that was it. And they figured it out. And when Andrew was not playing because he was hurt, Joseph Nopum was the starter, and the extra tackle was AJ Jackson. And he looked good. So I expect to see more of that this year. Tremaine Ankrum, I'm very excited to see because I was actually always been pretty excited. I was pretty excited when we drafted him because I know he was just a seventh rounder, I believe, but he comes from Clemson. Clemson's a good program, and I heard he was good at Clemson, So I'm like, I was excited to watch him, but he just kind of got buried in this depth chart here. So it's just one of those things. He just didn't have the playing opportunities. Well, now he might. Now he's like the primary backup to the interior of the line. And on wood, knock on wood, we don't see no injuries on the offensive line this year. But if we do, Tremaine's gonna see some action. So we'll see. We'll see how he does. We'll see. Bobby Evans. You know, um, this is another one I kind of disagree with. I don't know, nothing against Bobby personally. I just feel like he has just been underperforming as of late. Like I said, it it is what it is. Nothing personal, but he's been underperforming, and I don't know, man. I'm looking at this list, this cut list. Mac Percher. I know he was undrafted, but I heard the man's like big as the mountain from Game of Thrones. If this is right, I'm not 100% sure, but I think the guy is like huge. And I thought he was doing good too. Um, but I think maybe I'd take more of a chance with him than Bobby. Chandler Brewer, I'd take more of a chance with him than Bobby, to be honest with you. Jeremiah Cologne, I no, nothing personal, man, but it's that made sense. AJ Curry, dude, I would take AJ Curry over Bobby Evans right now. Like honestly, I would. Like I really would. But that's just from an outsider's perspective. Like I don't know what's going on. Like who knows? Maybe none of these guys know the playbook. Maybe that's why they got cut. But I mean, from just the outside looking in, like I would have chose a good number of these guys over Bobby Evans. Truth be told. But like I said, um, coaches know what they're doing. They've proven they know what they're doing, so I trust them. I just don't agree. And that's if I disagree, I'm going to say I disagree. So I disagree with this. But you know what? Like I said, I trust them. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Defensive line. We're going to transition over to the defense uh, and see the defensive line. The defensive line is a position group I am very intrigued with. And I'm very intrigued with it because we have like so much talent on the defensive line. And I think we are going to be so, so good on defense this year. I really believe that in my soul. In my soul, guys, in my soul, I feel like our defense is going to be top tier. I have been aching to see a number one rated defense, a suffocating defense for quite some time now. And I know a lot of you are going to say, what about 2020? 2020's defense. We were top rated with, um, God, um, Brendan Staley. Holy crap, my memory. Brendan Staley, yeah. Brandon Staley. They were number one, and they were great. They were great. They were great. Still felt like they got whooped on the run though, man. I remember that year where I'm looking at the stat, and the stat said they had the number one rated defense, and I'm like, yeah, they're good, they're good, they're good, they're good. But like we still can't stop the run though, and that's what killed us in that playoffs against the Packers. They just ran it down our throats partially, and it's so you need to be able to stop the run in my eyes if you're going to be a number one rated defense. All right, that's just you have to be able to stop the run. You can't be ran over at will and call yourself a top rated defense. So I have wanted to see a top rated defense for quite some time now. And the Rams got so good at stopping the run late in the year. Okay. It wasn't always like that, but they figured it out. They figured it out. They got more physical, thanks in large part to our defensive line. And they were a crucial part of winning that Super Bowl. And dude, 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 this defensive line is stacked. So Aaron Donald made the cut. There was no question about that. Probably our best player, and he is he is something, man. I love Aaron. I love Aaron Donald, man. So it is a pleasure that he came back, and he is just gonna do his thing. Let him do his thing, and let him go dominate people and help us win football games. You know, because he just let him win the Super Bowl again. Let him go win the NFC Championship game on a sack and win the Super Bowl on a sack. So technically not sacks, but you know what I mean. Congratulations, Ashawn. Now I will say this. Ashawn, just continue to do your thing, continue to be physical. I've already talked about Ashawn and how his I don't think we win the Super Bowl without Ashawn. All right. He brought such a physicality of such a physical presence to our defensive line and to our team as a whole. And the Bengals could not run the ball on us because of him, dude. So happy to have him back. He's people are he's not going to get a lot of the praise. It is what it is. Aaron's going to get the praise, but Ashawn is a vital piece in this defense for sure, for sure. Greg Gaines also, dude. Greg Gaines, man, also played great last year, and he's someone who took over for like Sebastian Joseph Day when he got hurt, and he just never he just took the position. So he played great. The dude like ran down Kyler Murray, and he's super athletic, and it's this he's a gem, dude. Like we found him in the fifth, sixth round too. Like this guy's a gem, dude. So right away, the 1, 2, 3, great, great. We got good ones right there. Marquis Copeland. Okay, all right. Marquis Copeland made the roster. All right. He's looked pretty good. Jonah Williams. This is a guy, Jonah Williams. Yes, I'm glad. I really wanted Jonah Williams to make it. He looks really good in the preseason, dude. He really jumped out. He manned the position well. And dude, this is great. Just interior D linemen, dude. These are the dudes at the point of attack that I want to see sacks upon sacks, and no one penetrates the line. Like this line is solid right now, and Jonah Williams, he's gonna do good things. I know that. Michael Hoach too. He was playing well. He was playing good in the preseason too, man. So we got some quality depth on the D line. And that's with Bobby Brown still coming back after his suspension. So I'm perhaps one of them will get switched out. Unfortunately, when Bobby gets back, we'll see. Uh, maybe Marquis Copeland. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But that's if Bobby is. I've never even seen Bobby play, so I need to see Bobby actually perform well before I start saying stuff like that. So, but it's a good solid D line. A good solid D line. Outside linebacker. I'm very actually intrigued with our outside linebackers now. Let's see, Von Miller, left in the offseason, which left a hole. And just have to be honest, I've never really been that concerned about the outside linebackers. Truth be told, maybe there was good reason to be, but I just never was. Even when Vaughn left, I mean, it's just like I felt like we had good players in house already. We got Justin Hollins made the cut. I think he's going to be solid. I think he'll be solid on the outside. Opposite side, Leonard Floyd. He's probably the best one that we have, the best edge. Terrell Lewis has looked really, really good, man. Really, really good. His knee has just been giving him some issues, and knock on wood, if he can stay healthy, dude. Terrell's really good, dude. Like, he's really good. But you just got to stay on the field, man. Got to stay on the field. So, knock on wood, I suppose. Daniel Hardy. This is another surprise. Like I said, there was a few surprises in here, and we got a couple right here. Starting with Daniel Hardy, and I'm happy Daniel Hardy made it, dude, because he was like drafted in the 7th round, and like immediately, everyone always thinks probably practice squad. Yeah, probably practice squad. Just nothing personal. It's just 7th rounder. This is probably the practice squad. But develop a little bit, and then you maybe get a spot next year or something. That's kind of what I thought was going to happen. But he has been performing so well in camp, from what I hear. And he played really good in the preseason. He had a motor on him, dude. So I was like, oh my God, like, we might not want to cut him because he's looking good. This is what I don't get surprised very often anymore. I really don't. Specifically when it comes to the Rams, but Daniel Hardy surprised me in the preseason. So congratulations to him, and I look forward to seeing him. You're on the squad now, so gotta stop the run, gotta make those sacks, and can't let the Bills, Josh Allen run all over you, man. So welcome. And the next another shocker is right next to him, Kier Thomas. This was a surprise to me, but dude, in the Bengals game, this guy looked so physical. He was very strong. He like laid out one of the running backs. He looked really good, and that's what we need. That's what we need. I'm telling you, like, we need players like that. So, dude, I thought he wasn't gonna make it. I really didn't think he was gonna make it, but Sean surprised me, and Kier made the team. So, all right, welcome. And that brand, like, here's the thing. Like, if you're scouting players, if you find one that is aggressive like Kier Thomas was, or hits like he does, keep him. Keep him. Keep him. It doesn't matter like what position he's actually at. Keep him. Keep him. You want guys like that on your team. Okay? The sport is football. You hit each other with pads, so you got someone who's mean and someone who's strong. Keep them. Keep them. So, welcome to the team, Kier. We cut Chris Garrett. A a little disappointed, to be honest with you, but unfortunately he had the injury. Kind of fell behind, I guess, and well, just keep working on it. Keep working at it and be ready in case there's injuries or a trade or things of that nature, and your number gets called. So just be ready. Benton Whitley and Braden Thomas got cut. So that's our outside linebackers overall. I should probably say I like it. I like it a lot, dude. I really like our outside linebackers. You get a nice little rotation going, and it's gonna be looking good. Gonna be looking good. Inside linebacker. Inside linebacker. So with probably my favorite signing of the offseason, Bobby Wagner, made the cut and will be our starting middle linebacker. So you all already know how I feel about Bobby. Ernest, I really like Ernest. I think he's going to have a better year. Is the other starting middle linebacker next to him. Christian Roseboom made the team. Jake Hummel made the team. Hummel was looking good in the preseason too as well. In fact, I think actually DeMarco Farr was one that said that Hummel was looking good in the preseason. Sorry, JB Long. JB Long is the name of the host. Sorry about that. All right, yeah, JB Long and Jake Hummel. Jake Hummel was looking good in practice and looking good in the preseason. So, which blows my mind because the linebacker position has been a position that the Rams just really haven't focused on a whole lot in recent years. And in the course of the off season, we have upgraded our linebacking core so good that it's now one of the strengths on defense. And you immediately have probably one of the best linebackers in the NFL, if not the best interior linebacker, even at his age. Which, don't take that personally, Bobby, all right? I'm just saying. You've been in the league a while, all right? Who is older, but still produces at a high level and still knows how to tackle, knows how to be physical, is very smart. He can read the defense, the offense. So that immediately made the position so much better than it was when we signed him. And thank goodness, I really wanted him to come here. And he was probably my favorite signing of the offseason, like I said. And so big things from Bobby incoming. Ernest Jones. Ernest Jones played great. Played really, really good since he's been here. And he played really well in the Super Bowl too, man. He's going to be good for us. He's really good in pass coverage. He's specifically really good in pass coverage. And you kind of need one of those in the middle of the field too as well. Just for like the underneath stuff. And he played well. He got a few picks. So I think he'll get better. I think he'll get better, especially with Bobby next to him now. So it is an upgrade for sure, man. And like I said, Roseboom, I liked what I saw from him last year. Jake Gervais was cut. Anthony Hines was cut. Travis Howard, as y'all remember, is on the PUP list. So he might be a dude. So we'll see what happens there. He might be trading with Roseboom. So we'll see. But really liking our linebacking core. So that's another. So all right. Our defense, y'all know, like I just said, I want a top-rated defense. I would like do backflips every day if we were to do that. Defensive line, stacked. Stacked. Solid and stacked. Okay? Outside linebacker, despite the loss of Von Miller, all of them solid. Solid, but a few we don't, they need to have a little more playing time, but we'll see. But overall, solid. Okay? Inside linebacker, a weakness, now a strength, solid. Even the backup, Jake Hummel, dude, solid. Okay? We get to the cornerbacks. Dude, and the cornerbacks in the secondary is solid too. We can get the number one. I want the number one defense so bad, dude. That's like the life goal, the season goal I want to see from the Rams. Other than winning it all again, that's like the number one thing. So there's that, and then everything below that. There's things I want to see that are below that, and one of the things that are below that is number one rated defense, because I love watching our defense suffocate offenses into where they can't move the ball a damn inch. Some people don't like it. Some people think it might be boring. That's not me. I love it. So, love beating the brakes off teams. So, cornerbacks, we got Jalen made the cut. That's also not a surprise. He's our best corner on the team. Very, very good. Might be one of the best corners in the NFL, if not the best corner in the NFL. He recently got surgery on his two shoulders because he was injured last year, and so I guess it wasn't anything too serious, but he still had some injuries to it, and he played through it like a champ, and helped us out, helped us win a Super Bowl, and well, those are repaired now. So one would think he would perform better. So will perform better. So very, very excited to see him. Troy Hill, we traded with Cleveland, got him back. I'm happy to have Troy back. Troy is solid, and he has come such a long way. Dude. He was an undrafted guy, and he has come, and he is the number 2 cornerback. And he's doing well right now. So I'm glad to have him back. David Long, was underperformed for much of the year, but towards the end, he really, really improved in the playoffs. I thought he played really good in the playoffs, and definitely helped us. So let's see more of that, please. Let's see more of that. Robert Rochelle, it is his second year. And I'm very excited to see him. I think Robert's going to do very, very well. He's big. I like to see the big defensive backs, that can bully some of these wide receivers, a little bit, get the ruin the timing that they might have with their respective quarterbacks. So good to see someone like that. Jacoby Durant, very excited that he made it. Struggled a little bit last week, but that's going to happen. Just kind of power through it, just work through it. It's one of those things that happens sometimes. So put it behind you and just keep working. But I think he's looking good. I'm really happy what I see from Jacoby here. So that's solid too as well. Darion Kendrick, 6th round pick out of Georgia, had a little bit of a controversy, around him throughout the draft time, which, some people were pretty concerned about that. I was not. Context is important, and I just really didn't see anything, that's was that serious, and if Sean obviously did their homework on him, so they feel he's good to go. And I think he's good to go too. And I think we got a talented SEC cornerback that's going to help this defense so much. I really do. I think Darion and Jacoby, they're gonna fit like a glove, and they're gonna contribute. and they're going to produce. They're going to get some picks, break up some passes. You know, they'll get beat every now and again. That's just how it is. Okay, don't let that bother you. Just kind of move to the next play. You know, it's a passing league. There's a lot of passes, so you're going to get beat every once in a while. So it's you know, just don't get beat next time. That's the attitude you have to have. Just go to the next play. So very happy that they made it, and I'm sure that they will do well. Let's see. Grant Haley was cut. Taylor Hall and Duran Lowe. Okay. All right. Good luck to you boys. Safety position is solid once again. Jordan Fuller was our signal caller last year. I thought he played great. Happy to have him back. Nick Scott played very well in the playoffs and earned that free safety spot. Dude, he played so well in the playoffs, man. He laid out Deebo Samuel. He looked so good. So glad to have Nick Scott as our starting free safety. Which, oh, dude, I'm expecting big things from him too. Terrell Burgess, you know, I don't know what's going on with Terrell, but you know, I don't know. I know he had that injury a few years ago, but he made the squad. So congratulations, Terrell, and hopefully we'll get to see him ball out a little bit. Taylor Rapp, I like Taylor. I like him a lot. I think he'll be good in the dime packages, and you know, he's a good player. He'll get his picks, so solid depth. Russ Yeast, I have not talked about Russ Yeast a lot, but Russ Yeast was playing good as well. He was looking really good, and I actually thought maybe he was gonna fall victim to the this team is too stacked syndrome, and he was gonna have to be one of the ones that had to go on the practice squad because there was just simply no room. But evidently, the Rams made room, and he's on the team. So I'm stoked. I'm stoked about that because he looked good. He looked good in the preseason too. And our depth pieces are looking so solid right now. They cut Dan Isom and TJ Carter. And there's even Quentin Lake, who's still he's on the pup list. Pup list. And yeah, I think he's gonna be good too. So we'll see. We'll see, man. This is a stacked defense. Our defense is gonna be legit, dude. I'm telling you. Special teams, Matt Gay did a solid job. Riley Dixon at the punting position. Matt Orsak, I would imagine, is the holder. And the players we have in IR, Logan Bruss, as you all know, JJ Koshki, Warren Jackson, and Xavier Jones. And there's Matthew. And so, oh boy, that's it, y'all. That's our final 53-man roster as of right now. I'm very much pleased. Very pleased. Very happy with the roster. Sean has done a great job. And I really like what we have. Had a few tough decisions, but that's that's a good thing. That's a good thing to have. That's a good thing to have. And a few surprises. Not many, but a few. A small handful, but overall still pleased. So that's going to be it for now, guys. I will catch you guys on the next episode. And as always, go Rams.